Today we're going to be making vanilla pudding rolls. It's a simple recipe. You use basically four ingredients. Cooking spray, which I'm going to put on the pans. Crescent rolls, a package of crescent rolls. You can use any brand you want. I went cheap and used the IGA. And vanilla pudding, which I didn't use that today. I used a different type, and I'll be showing you that right there. It's bourbon vanilla dark chocolate. Again, use any flavor you want. And then at the end, you're just going to, after you bake them, you're going to coat them with a little powdered sugar. Some people call it icing sugar. Others call it confectioner sugar. Now, what I do is I took a teaspoon of the pudding. After you pre-make your pudding, put it in the fridge, let it chill for about 5 minutes to get this consistent, a light consistency. It's a thinner consistency. You want it to be thick enough that you can scoop it out, but not too thick that it's hard to scoop, and you don't want it to be too thin. So about that consistency that you see in the video here. That was about 5-6 minutes in the fridge, and it came out. It was fine. And I used a measuring teaspoon to actually scoop it out and put it on the crescent rolls. I did 8 crescent rolls on each sheet. And you can see it takes a little bit. I had a little trouble getting it out of the spoon, so I used a knife to scoop it out, to force it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your crescent rolls after you put the pudding on, and you're going to wrap them. And as you wrap them, you want to tuck any of the loose edges in so that you get basically a little pocket, I guess you could call it, or a little package. I'm not sure which one I call those. They're little rolls, though. So it takes a little bit. I like to show all the steps as I'm going here usually, but I figured as far as making the pudding, just follow the directions on the box and make sure you use instant pudding. You can also buy those little packets that they sell, like the snack packs, and use that pudding if you want. That would work. Again, any brand, any flavor of pudding should work. You can use any brand of the crescent rolls, whichever one you like best. I used the local IGA's crescent roll packages just because they were cheaper. Now, I did use two of the cookie sheets for this. The one that I actually set these up on initially, and the one that I initially sprayed. I did spray this cookie sheet afterwards, and I will cook both of the trays at the same time. Preheat your oven to 375, which is I believe the temperature it calls for on the crescent rolls anyway. And you're going to cook them for 10 to 12 minutes, or until they're lightly golden. I put mine in for 11 minutes rather, not 10. And they came out right. They came out looking fine. The reason you want to fold all the edges over and make sure none of the pudding comes out is because as you bake it, the pudding might soften up and leak out. And you don't want that. You want to keep the pudding inside. And these are the last 8 of them. As you see, it's not that difficult to make these. It was just a quick, easy. I decided to do something quick and easy for it, just because I don't know. Figured a nice, easy recipe. Even the kids can help with this one. This one here, I had a little difficulty with, as you can see. It looks more like a I don't even know what it looks like there. Some of them wrapped nicer than others. Oh, I got a little pudding trying to escape the edge there. And again, you could probably like spice these up a little bit. You could make them a little fancier. You can use whatever flavor pudding, whatever brand of pudding. If you prefer certain brands over others, go for it. Now, if you're making these for a party or for going to somebody's house, use gloves, follow all your food safety precautions, make sure everything's wiped down. I wiped everything down beforehand. I washed my hands before doing this. I'm doing this during the COVID-19 crisis, so there weren't any gloves available, so make sure you wash your hands extremely well. Always at least 20 seconds. It's sing happy birthday twice. Use hot water, use soap. If you have antibacterial soap, be sure to use that. And there you go. And then we're going to put those in the oven, like I said, I put them in for 11 minutes. Now, I skipped ahead for the cooking time there. And you can see I took them out, and here they are. This is fresh out of the oven. The only step left would be to put the powdered sugar on there, the confectioner's sugar, which I used a little dusting thing, dusting sprinkler to put it on. And what I do is I took the tray, the cooling rack, put it over my sink to dust it so I didn't make a big mess. It was easy to wash it out, and that's the finished product right there. They came out really well. I was very happy with these. So I hope you try them, and I hope you enjoy them. I will have the link below.